And we're back. Some more Thronebreaker. Let's see if I can get my mind back into this. Too many distractions for the day. So we should be able to complete maybe this section. Yeah. So it often takes a while. It takes too long to actually get the things in one video. Oh man, that was right. Did I ever use that shrine back then? No, I didn't. Because I didn't find a real use for it, because soldiers haven't really been pissed off at us. A bit pointless to just go into green when you're at yellow. So basically, hey look, there's a thing right outside the camp. Okay. But puzzle battles, because you know how much we love puzzle battles. Right? Puzzle battles. Nilfgaardian soldiers quickly realized that Angrim is nothing short of heresy. That's why they did whatever possible to avoid being stationed there. As a result, the Empire's swamp outposts were largely staffed by outcasts, fresh recruits, and those at the mercy of the Nilfgaardian military troop vehicle. Destroy all enemy units, and even prepare to deliver the final blows. So let's see what all horror awaits us in this battle. There's a puzzle battle. Destroy the damage dealt by one for each unit destroyed by this ability. Transform a random recruit into it. Now this, I was gonna say that is not how armors work. Wait, no, that is how that works. I'm reading things wrong. I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, so destroy 2 cards to the right if they were units. Boost yourself by the Gwent. Yeah, that's why we have the map. So trying to figure out who to actually attack first, because it seems like basically as soon as we kill a recruit, they're going to replace the recruit. So as soon as we kill the general, he's going to turn a recruit into one of them. That one's probably good. It's probably just going to keep repeating. Ugh. That seems
Give me a target. Arbalist at your command. Armor won't save them. One bolt's all I need. Give me a target.
One man's battlefield is another man's ripe patch for harvest.
Arbalista, your command.
Okay, this is bad. No, it's good. Okay. This is stupid. That's more, you know. Basically, I have to constantly keep shooting that one.
Arbalista, your command. Armor won't save. One bolt's all I need. Give me a target. Arbalista, your command.
Well, great. Now he's down to one. Probably I need to take out both of those two, but I can't.
I only loot corpses, except sometimes they're quite fresh.
That's good. I mean, it seems easy, but yeah, I can't figure out the lore in my head. Like, it seems obvious that you have to attack.
One bolt's all I need. Give me a target.
Seems obvious that, oh, you get down to hill and then you do this, so me does more damage, right? The problem then arises that Meave needs to be able to do damage, right? By 2.
Arbalista, your command. Armor won't save.
Seems like the only obvious solution would be to basically play card hit. Damage by 4. Play a card hit.
One bolt's all I
No. Oh yes, let me take that. So go to 3.
One man's battlefield is another man's ripe patch for harvest.
Okay, so now the problem lies in the fact that basically we gotta do 3 damage. That's not enough. I mean, if we blow up one of those, they just respawn. And we can take out 2 more, and then we don't have enough damage again. And there's 3 left. The hell am I gonna do with 3? Don't know.
Give me a target.
If we take down that one. We take it out.
Arbalista, your command.
Okay, this is some advanced shit that's beyond my pay grade. Okay.
Armor won't save it.
So it's like you do this, right? Okay. And what doesn't make sense is the cooldown. Okay, so you do like this. Then you spawn that. Suddenly we do a cooldown to reset to 2. But I don't even know. I don't understand because there's a cooldown of 3. But yet she gets more charges the longer the fight goes on. But the cooldown. Doesn't make sense.
One bolt's all I need.
Ah!
I forget how many I'm supposed to play.
Give me a target.
Do this, right?
If the ring won't come off, just take the whole finger.
So then you do this.
Arbalista, your command.
Now you have 3 more cards left. All I can easily just murder everything.
Armor won't save it.
I know, right? Oh, where's the better? How does that even work? How does Meve end up with times 2 of it?
One bolt's all I need.
Like, I don't understand, because, like, for the longest time she has times 1, right? Then at one point she had times 2. Then we used the ability. So she was back at 1 charge. It's like, how did you gain extra charges? I don't understand. She has a cooldown of 3, yet she doesn't obey the cooldown. It doesn't make sense. It causes my head to hurt. Trying to think about. From Duke Ordera Adept. Great Johnson. Commander of Hungry Beast. Colonel Liga. Typhon. Can I entrust you to a mission regarding the utmost discretion? Count Caldwell's useful in this service is nearing its end. It must soon be removed in such a way as to avoid causing fear among all hours in the north. Given the Count's well-known passion for wine and spirits, poison should prove most effective. She put the plan to add one's clean meat is no longer an issue. Shouldn't be long. So he was even gonna get rid of Count Caldwell. You know, if we were smart, we would kept that ladder. If we were smart. Well, there was a good chance we're not gonna be smart. Gimpy Gerwin. I was like, who? Who the hell is Gimpy Gerwin? I know we had a Gimpy something that was the Scouter guy, but who the hell's Gimpy? Gimpy Gerwin. Not a cardinal. Oh. Wasn't he the guy back at that fourth with the hospitality? I think that was him. Didn't realize he was special enough to get his own card. Oh, by the way, we can build something. Well, is it worth building though? Not really, honestly. So Railroad just went for that. The Queen, a local peasant by the name of Zimmer has requested an audience. He says he found a curious object in the Elven ruins, claims him as a magical or some sort. And I vouched the two friends' words. The man himself seems soaked in an aura of refuge. Gracie wished to buy the so-called artifact. Wacker's a very sorry, leave him. But we don't wanna. Okay, here's 250 go. Just give him a piece. Looks like a shield of some sort. A lady, a traveler motorist stopped in our camp. He's invited you to Vera's Wales. What is your reply? Well, technically we need words, so... Hey, look, we got word.
Beware! The bloody mistress despises those who kill her servants.
Ugh, but only winter here. Swamp'd freeze over. Kill the skeeters dead. Milady, you've a tick behind your ear. Looks he's about to burst. Milady, you've a tick behind your ear. Looks he's about to burst.
Oh no. Not a tick behind the ear. We're doomed. Dude.
Your Grace, the charts say we near Tusley.
Angren renders charts helpless to show the way, I fear. Soon we shall halt to sight our exact position. We will know then if our path is true.
You say that, but yet we have a map.
The cavalry rode at the head of the column, the queen amongst them, speaking with her scouts. Suddenly she heard a cry.
Keflau Nerdio!
It seemed a command, and indeed all the horses reared, throwing off their riders. Then in a frenzy they galloped into the woods. Neve too was cast off and landed with a thud of her ribs. As she struggled to rise, her eyes met those of the fair-haired druid.
Oh, hi, Druid.
one who feeds the marsh gods the blood of animals,
The druid yelled furiously.
is unworthy of beasts, deserves not their aid. Let this be a lesson to you, cruel queen!
It took Meve some time to gather her wits. Then she sent a unit in pursuit. The soldiers returned empty-handed, having found neither druids nor mounts. The forest had slowed the men's progress, roots binding their legs, obscuring footprints. There was naught the queen could do but bite her lip and hiss a curse.
You helped you made an animal sacrifice and pissed the druids off. Go to the scouts to discover tree hall for gold and precious stone. When we reach in to fetch one. All I got back was its own blade stump of hand. There's something inside the tree. Ike, go hit the tree. Thanks, Ike. Well, then. And that one's closer, so let's just go grab this one now. Since we had to go piss off the druids. No, you didn't do what we wanted you to do. You fed the marsh god an ox and got all that loot and everyone's happy. But we don't like you guys being happy. So we're gonna steal like 1,000 wood to make you all unhappy. Cause we're druids. Yay. I mentioned I don't like druids. Oh hey, there's a shrine and there's a shrine. That's just weird. Don't need that many shrines. Looks like some celebration of a sort.
Oh, lads, I don't fancy tweets, but you're ever good for pokes, and I'm arse over tits.
Meve and the horseman beside her exchanged a perplexed glance. They'd heard the song clearly, both its tune and its verse. Whoever had hollered it had to be close, and given their diction, rather well oiled.
You're ever good for pokes, and I'm arse over tits.
Moments later, a hamlet appeared to the Lyrians' tired eyes. A great bonfire blazed at its center. Around it danced peasants, barefoot, giggling, hooting, joyful and carefree. One by one, they noticed the queen. Soon, all were silent, huddled together, children peering from behind their backs.
Happy civilians in a swamp. I'm sorry, but how can you be happy when you live in the miserable swamp of town?
Fear not,
Said Meve.
we mean you no harm. What do you celebrate? A lad's grooming? Nuptials?
Nay, my lady. Hell yes. The gods have been kind. Filled us nets and snares with game. Come time we thank them.
Yes. You've things to be thankful for.
We do, my lady. And we's poor folk. So a queen. Well, you must as well. Your Majesty, stay tonight, feast with us. There'll be music and plenty of rum by the fire.
Well. I think I'll make the men.
Why not?
Began Meve, daintily dismounting.
We all deserve some respite, I suppose.
The Lyrians needed no convincing. With astonishing haste, they removed mail and helmets, then eagerly joined in the fating and dance.
No, God, the peasants are gonna rob us.
Amidst the trilling of flutes, fifes, and fiddles, all those gathered revelled until dawn. They could rest at last, forget about Nilfgaard and the many beasts that prowled among the reeds. They'd long remember that night, the carefree laughter, peasant maids whirling in dance, the ale cold as a mountain spring, and the bread they crisped over the fire.
You make it sound too nice. We're all going to
One
die.
exchange in particular etched itself into the Queen's mind, an exchange she overheard.
We're all going to die.
Not a little? Not even a teeny tiny bit?
I'll say it again. It's not your concern.
Of course it's not. Wouldn't be so damn curious if it were. So be it. Keep your silence. But those eyes like the summer sky, that hair like waves of grain. I see the way you gape.
What do you two speak of?
No, hi, stop.
Your Majesty.
I like how we just basically jump from there to there.
Couldn't have answered that better myself.
Yep, I see what. Took me. I think I realized that, but that was a good one. Oh. Way to answer that.
Who does Reynard gape at?
Oh god, we're slow. We are slow.
The new ballista, what else?
Yeah.
Ah, what a piece of work. Pure
we have a
art, I
ballista.
say. Can't tear your eyes away for an instant.
Since when did we have a ballista?
Haven't you two held enough from me already? Don't play me for a fool. What's this about?
Maeve, honestly, you do.
It's a private matter, Your Grace. Well, if you'd allow it, I'd rather not share the details.
All right. I'll leave you to discuss whatever men discuss. Consider me gone.
Meave turned and walked back to the fire, sat down on an old stump.
Ha! That was close. Shh!
And the faintest of smiles crossed her lips.
Reynard has a crush on us.
Meave expected
That's
the
what I
villagers
think.
to request recompense for their welcome. Yet the peasants made not the slightest mention of coin, and the Queen was much moved by their kindness. Once again, those with the least had proved the most willing to share. The Lyrians did not assemble come the morn. The force marched off in the afternoon, unshaven, unbathed, dishevelled. Not normally one to overlook contempt for discipline, that day Meave understood even soldiers needed to let their guard down, at times.
Y'all gonna die. Well, at least everyone's happy. But y'all gonna die. But at least they're happy.
Admire, admire, ample harvest yield, for our mistress all need be kneeled. Round my garden appeared an eager leech, and I offered a drink, round.
Ugly bard, play us more your prose. Sing again, we'll dance a bit, and then we'll fix your nose. Ugly bard.
Okay then. Well, at least the peasants are happy. I guess I should do it. Then end the video. It's probably gonna be a long conversation involved with it, but oh well. Let's go deal with it. We've reached Tuzla, Count Caldwell's fortress. I'm sorry, what? You're acting like the entire chapter's over, but there's all of this still. You can't be like, oh well, this is gonna be important. You're not be able to resume any unfinished activity in this area. Well, what about this stuff over here? What about this stuff over here? What about that up there? And then there's those 2 shrines that I'm not gonna be able to go back to when I need them. That sounds stupid. Like, why are you doing this? But, like, seriously. And also look at the path, there's like no way out on that side. Like, it's visible. Like, I don't understand. It's like, oh, this is going to end this map. It's like, there's still, oh, we're like only half done with it. Well, more like 2/3 done with the map. But still. Fine, I got all the golden chests, and I hopefully won most all the stuff. Only thing we left behind really was, those 2 shrines, but I don't really need them at the moment, so...
In Angren's swamps, one can easily lose one's way. Thick fog filled... Determine one's position is to climb a tree and peer out over the canopy. This duty fell to Meave's scouts, while the force halted below. During one such delay, Meave caught the words she'd longed to hear.
Majesty! Tuzla Castle! Its tower! I see it!
I like how you're saying that when we're, you know, right outside the gate, technically. Also, I'm going to check time before we actually record it. Okay, we should hopefully have enough time to record this for this episode and not have to start a new one just for this. Hopefully. I'm still a bit concerned when it says, oh, the map's gonna be over after this, when we're not even halfway through the map.
To her soldiers' astonishment, Meave cast off her gauntlets and started up the nearest trunk. She longed to see the castle for herself, but then she would know sweet vengeance was at hand. The climb proved tricky, as the trunk was slippery and the branches, run through with rot, were frail. Yet Meave showed herself to be skillful and spry. As a child, she had loved to scale trees, much to her governess' dismay.
You know, we could probably have Count Caldwell join us if we saved that one note from that thing and said, hey, the Nilfgaard just want to get rid of you. But no. We're probably just
Meave looked out to see a mighty stone tower outlined against the horizon. Legend holds Tuzla Castle was to have had 3 such bastions. Yet King Ragbard, the fort's benefactor, had forsaken the effort when yet another stone transport simply sank into Angren's boggy roads. It was a moment of respite for Meave, a moment of quiet joy. She breathed and tasted air free of the bog stench. She took in silence undisturbed by the hum of mosquito swarms. And she relished her prospects. The coming battle against Caldwell. The soldiers stood exhausted and filthy, many with raspy coughs, all sick of the meager gruel. But with the command to advance, a new strength sparked within them. Their step was lively, a fire burned in their eyes, each hoping to spill Caldwell's entrails, then dash them upon the fort walls. Yet as they drew near the stronghold, perched atop a stone isle, their verve dwindled, enthusiasm waned. They had taken fortresses with thicker walls, taller towers, and manned by more men. Yet they'd never seen nor laid siege to a fort standing on land so ill-suited. To rush the bulwarks through waist-deep mud, was this even possible?
Well, there is a bridge that leads right up to there. So, I don't know. Set up our onagers on this side and bombard it?
Prove I was no fool to keep you at my side,
said Meave, turning to Gascon and Reynard.
A slaughter I must avoid. How will I do it?
Your Grace,
began Reynard.
set our machines to sling boulders. At the west wall, it's weakest. 'Tis our best chance at a breach.
Our men'll need cover.
Added Gascon.
Reeds we must harvest and burn. Smoke will cloak us. Conceal us from the castle's defenders.
Good.
Agreed the Queen.
Now get to work.
Set up our onagers there. Set up some mantlets in front of them. Set up some of these fires and smoke to conceal us.
Amidst billowing blue smoke, Lyrian footmen rushed through the breach wrought by Reynard's catapults. Though she had yet to forgive her companions, Neve had to admit they'd given her sound advice.
Like seriously, catapults. We don't have catapults. I wish we had catapults. Outdoors nowhere to be seen, which hadn't surprised me in the least. Out no far in front. They prefer to stay back and galvanize the men by showing encouragement for an defending sword. A blade that rallies in peaceful blood. If I remember right, he, what is it? Copies a unit. Lord like our damn units. So we have Gascon, Ben Reynard. Can't tell if this is a one round or not. I said pause, I'm not over can't tell you until the end. Attach from catapult, parts into a catapult. No item. Can I get pikeman? Yeah, that's not bad. Can I get pikeman? It's not bad either. Can I get pikeman?
Caldwell!
No.
I've come for your head!
I knew you'd come. Your lofty pride presages another dramatic fall.
How do I want this? So, casting. Every turn on turn, boost around lava. 2 good. Destroy our power set. So basically we just want to see what's there.
We must trust each other. We must exploit the breach in their fortifications, Your Grace.
So, catapult destroys the power set. Not the castle gate though, so. Okay, so what you guys got for me? Oh, no.
This could hurt.
And a bomber Yeah, we've helped it.
Aha!
Caldwell. Caldwell has these random drones interviewed. What a dick. No, you know I screwed up, right? I should play cavalry, didn't even. Ah, well.
I never miss.
Ever have a stone knock out one of your teeth?
Wait, can I seriously? Oh, that doesn't make sense. Can I seriously make one of those? Also, I like how we had an order to destroy power set. Yeah, we can't actually destroy the rest of the power set. The order does recharge. Oh, so you know what? Everyone's
And just when you thought things were about to get dull,
Their archers shouldn't be any more trouble.
victory is applied to both fighters.
Target acquired.
What? Oh, yes, I'm on it.
For the Queen!
Destroy the initiative played from your opponent's hand. Wow, Stole my armor. Somehow stole my charge. Stab. I'll break you yet.
Cannot fear!
Never had your kneecaps broken.
God save the Queen!
To the last! Yeah!
March on, march on.
No one touch him! The Count is mine!
Many of Meave's victories have been immortalized in poetry and song, but not the fall of Tuzla. Lyrians fought Lyrians, brothers killed brothers, in rain and mud midst a cursed swamp. Certainly nothing to inspire a bard. Near the battle's end, Meave stormed the great stone tower to which Caldwell had fled. The Queen ascended the stairs, dealing blow after blow, blood cascading down in her wake. She reached the top floor to find the Count waiting, with no intention to defend himself.
If it's mercy you expect, you'll be sorely disappointed.
Mercy? I know you all too well for that, Maeve. Ever vindictive and cruel.
All this from a paragon of knightly virtues. You stabbed me in the back, Caldwell, and used Willem to do so. My son!
Who agreed without a moment's hesitation? Forsaken by your own son, your flesh and blood. What's that say about you?
Oh, you tread on thin ice. Choose your next words carefully.
Spare me your threats. You'll kill me all the same.
Probably.
Death can come in many ways, Count. Some quick, some slow.
My. How you strut and vaunt. Terribly sure of yourself. Perhaps too sure.
Your castle is mine. I've crushed your force. I dare say no, I'm not.
Precisely my point. Don't you see? The Empire's not one army, it's dozens, hundreds. It's what I strove to knock into that thick dome of yours. Alas, you're too much a dullard. Soon as I'd learned you'd crossed into Angren, I sent for reinforcements. They'll be here soon. 3 regiments, armed to the teeth.
Nilfgaardians seem ever to have the upper hand, yet I find the means to defeat them.
Not this time, Meave. Nilfgaard comes in numbers. 10 Imperial footmen to each and every one of yours.
Let them come. I have pike.
You'll not win, nor can you flee. Do you know why?
Enlighten me. I dare you.
But one bridge leads to Tuzla. As it happens, I ordered it raised as you laid siege. The swamps around the castle are too deep to cross. Try to rebuild the bridge, the Imperial troops will arrive before you can finish. Your men they'll slay as you watch, and then they'll wring your neck.
I wouldn't be so pleased were I you. You won't live to see this outcome.
I know that, but I take heart in the truth. Though the castle you've seized and will likely kill me, I've won. Outsmarted you, Meave. Twice now. And you know what? 'Twasn't even that hard.
With those words, with his arrogance and contempt, Caldwell had gone too far. The Queen gripped his shoulders, pushed. Caldwell stumbled backwards, then tripped out the window. A blood-chilling shriek filled the courtyard, then broke off abruptly.
Now fool me thrice. Try.
Meave slapped the dust from her hands. The traitor had met a deserving end at last. Yet this was no time to revel in the Count's demise. If Caldwell had spoken the truth, the Queen and her army were in grave danger.
Well, I see why they told us that, oh, we can't go back after this. Because he somehow burnt the bridge that we were on. Which means we can't go back to those nice shrines if we needed them.
Meave scouts quickly confirmed the traitor's claim. The bridge was indeed in flames, and Nilfgaardian regiments were advancing from the south. Now to confirm if there was truly no other route by which they could flee, the Queen ordered her men to ask the local peasants. One of their number, a stable hand who'd lived near Tuzla all his life, claimed a secret path led out the back of the stronghold.
You mean the one that's on the map?
King Ragbard himself ordered it built. Had him drop great stones into its swamp, one after another, like beads on a string. Bitter water covers them, so you can't see nowt at start. Can make 'em out if you go proper slow, though.
What is it?
The stones, they lead to Isgith. And there, my lady, lurks an evil worse nor any black-clad army.
What? A beast of some sort?
Some say beast, others god. Gurnikora, they call her. And you'll yet see, my lady. Isgith shines red with your blood.
But I sacrificed to her. Shouldn't I get a
A silly
pass?
tale to frighten children, Meave thought at first.
Shouldn't
Then
I
paused.
Get a pass?
For something about the man's voice made his every word believable.
None too encouraging, yet preferable to certain death. Tell me, from Isgith, will we reach the banks of the Yaruga, near Red Lobendon perchance?
Aye, your majesty. You need but head north. And pray all along the way.
Soon, Meave stood where the stable hand had said she should, at the edge of a vast marsh. Carefully, she dipped a foot into the broth and probed for solid ground. Sure enough, she found stone. One cautious step, then another. Meave slowly strode off towards Isgith.
Apparently we've gained reinforcements. So, sadly we can't just, scroll the map to see if it's actually gone. But that basically means we can no longer go back hill at all. That means those are just gone. But all areas are still revealed. Anyone want to talk? No. Okay. Wait. Oh. And there's 2 more golden chests. So, what do reinforcements do? Choose an ally and play all copies of it from your deck. Okay, so that's actually slightly useful if you think about it. Because that would be useful for cavalry. That would be useful for basically anything that we have at 5. Except for pikemen, because pikemen spawn all together. But yeah, that could be useful. The only problem though is it's gonna fill up our hand rapidly. Wait, what? It doesn't say anywhere on here, but increase it by 5. Like nowhere does it say that this costs 5. That's stupid. Like, no, it doesn't say that. Go to no tent. Probably in the video. 2 letters. Listen up, bumpkins. All transgressions shall be punished with utmost severity. Theft off your wait, that's good. Come call the Sweet's troops. Scouts report powerful Nifgard army marching from south. Forgers riding ahead. Requisition of food for 7 regiments plus cavalry and war machines. How is that you're gonna get war machines through the swamp? That doesn't make sense. Stand no chance against such strength. Immediate retreat advised. Like seriously, like try rowing a catapult through the swamp, it's going to sink and get stuck in the mud. Let's Colorado from denied your request to enter the area, met with your argument that as a young Earl King Philip needs the support of its spirit statesman is entirely grounded. I assure you, however, that if the new rises, I personally shall advise the king. Basically what we're going for. Okay, so next time we go. Oh wait, I should probably deal with this. Boop. Yay. And next time we can find Yay. Now we're going to save some wood. So we're decent on resources. Now we're just slowly things up being highlighted. Where's that one? Ah, okay, then. So now then, next time, hope you all enjoyed, thank you all, and have a nice day.